us one more just because we haven't heard it in a while.
Here we go! And here we go for another edition of Jofo in the Ring. And yes, my name is Frank Jofo, and we have a special guest, a returning guest. He is going to be honored the July 26th at 2026 at AEW Redemption with his brother Raymond, following the AEW pay-per-view. And you have seen him on the show many times, our friend and yours, Jacques Rougeau, the Mountie. How are you, Jacques?
Hey, Frank. Love the intro. Love the intro. You got to do that more often. I got to keep you around me.
You know what? Like I said, we're, you know what? Every time you walk into a bank or a store, I'm gonna just, and here we go. Jacques Rougeau has entered the building.
How have you been,
Jacques? We got a lot to talk about, Jacques. Let us know. Let the fans know. How's Jacques Rougeau been doing? How's everything been doing with you? We want to know what's going on with you, buddy.
Life is beautiful, Frank. It really is. It's it's been a year and a half since my girlfriend, she's been in remission and from cancer, and she's doing really well. And that was the biggest battle of our life. And that's probably one of the reasons why we didn't do Wrestling Academy this year. We just wanted to give it a go, and it took a lot out of us. We did 3 years of Wrestling Academy. So now she's really doing good, and bought a house in Jersey, which is about 15 miles north of my brother's city. I'm calling it my brother's city because he's the mayor of Rawdon.
He's the mayor.
And so when he became the mayor, I moved out. And you didn't like that one, huh? You didn't like that. I thought that was funny, Frank. That was a joke. Yeah. Anyway, I'll have to say this. Stop concentrating, Frank. You can't hear my jokes. But anyway, so I'll have to say that I'm on the Rivière Waro, which is in La Naudière, and I'm right on the water. We bought 200 feet. A beautiful, beautiful land right on the water. The house needs a little bit of loving. It's like a chalet, but my girlfriend, she's the man of the house. So she's painting and she's G-proxing and she's doing everything in the house and she's fixing it up. So life is really good now. It really is.
Well, that's good because my father today said, "Oh, I heard Jacques Rougeau's into roofing now." So explain to us what's going on with that, Jacques.
Yeah, amazing. I got this company, Couvreur Couvre-Toi, in Laval and Saint-François de Laval, and they're right near the Pont La 25. And they hired me for 3 years to be their spokesman. And I'm working with a guy called Bruno.
Bruno.
Bruno. You know Bruno, right? But anyway,
I know Bruno.
Great guy. Really great guy. And me and him, we team up, and we're what a great company. It's been in business now for over 20 years. And they offered me a beautiful job as spokesman, and so it's really amazing that I found a home after finally wrestling, and all that stuff. And so it's, if ever you need a roof or something, just an estimate, and you don't have to. And like I always tell my customers, hey, you don't have to take us; just give us a chance to give an estimate.
Yeah.
So, with the other companies,
we'll put out the word for sure. I have a lot of people into landscaping and roofing and that too as well, bricklaying, and
they just did
always need the best price after. So I'll send it right to Jacques Rougeau. So no problem.
Yeah, you could call Couvreur Couvre-Toi, okay, and ask for Bruno and Jacques, and then we'll go see you at home. We'll go, let's give you an estimate on your place, and Bruno has been in the business for 51 years.
Wow,
51 years. That's amazing. So he knows his business. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing now, and I'm having fun with that. And apart from that, then I'm so excited for next Sunday. The Sunday on the 26th.
The 26th of July. And how did that all come about? Because when I read about it, QT Marshall was involved. I'm sure the friendship with QT is still there. So I'm sure you had a big part in that. So can you explain to everyone how that came about? Of the honoring of the Rougeau brothers at the Bell Center.
There's so much I need to say on that. The honoring of the Rougeau brother, the Rougeau family, the fourth generation comes from a lot of people, a lot of the fans. A lot of the fans are upset that the Rougeau's not being recognized in the last 30 years by a company that we gave over 30 years, like Raymond as a commentary and wrestling with me, and I gave 10 years to the other company, and they never recognize us, and all the people that we worked with. they're all in like the Hall of Fame. They're all recognized, but the Rougeau brothers were never in there. So I think AEW. Well, like you said, QT Marshall. He was part of our wrestling academy for a couple of years, and where the winners would go to spend a month in Atlanta to train at the school of Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall, and that was a hell of a prize, for the winners of wrestling academy. And I grew a friendship with QT, and then it just so happened that QT about 2 months ago, he calls me up and he says, "Hey, Jacques, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, QT, I'm doing good. How are you?" He says, "Would you like to come to the show?" He says, "We're having a pay-per-view in Montreal." And he says, "It's called Redemption. And would you like to come see the show?" I said, "Well, to be honest with you, QT, I don't follow wrestling anymore that much. I don't go to live events. I don't." Yeah, but he said, "You got to come to this one." I said, "Oh, really?" He says, "Yes," because he says, Tony Khan told me that he would like to honor the Rougeau family, the four generations. My great uncle Eddie Ogier, which started in 1946, and then my uncle Johnny Rougeau in 51, my dad in 56, and then Raymond in 72, and me in 77, and Arma in 79, and then in 2000 my three sons. So we have over 80 years of wrestling in the Rougeau family, and they want to honor us. Do something on the big jumbo screen, the screen up on top. They're going to do something. I don't even know what it is. And then they want to introduce. He asked me, he says, "Would you ask your brother Raymond to come too?" So he'd like to introduce the Rougeau brothers, live after what they're going to do there, the tribute. And Frank, I don't know how to tell you this, but it was like a weight that fell off my shoulder. It was like, this is going to be so great because it's going to be just before the live pay-per-view, but it's going to be seen around the world. Because I asked QT, I said, "Hey, how much people are going to see this if it's not on the pay-per-view?" He says, "No, Jacques." He says, "More people are going to see it because 1 hour before the pay-per-view, it's free." So he says, everybody around the world could watch that part. He says, "So you're going to be seen around the world." And I said to myself, wow, all these years that I went to Australia, Japan, and Europe, and everywhere around the world, and the fans, we really entertained the fans for many, many years. They're going to get a chance to see us again. But mostly, I will be able to tell them thank you for everything they did for us.
When's the last time you and your brother have walked down the aisle in Montreal at the Bell Center / the Forum? When's the last time that's happened?
It's got to be in '89.
Wow.
In 1989. Yeah, I think it's in 1989. So we're talking about 47 years. No, 37 years ago.
37 years.
37 years ago. So, but it's going to be amazing. And so when QT called me and asked me this, I said, and then you should have seen Raymond's face when I called Raymond. I told Raymond, he had sparkle in his eyes because the same way I think now he's starting to show in the last year or so his bitterness of not being recognized for everything we've done, and so when I told him that the AEW, All Elite Wrestling, is going on pay-per-view and they want to recognize the Rougeau, 4 generations, the Rougeau family, I said, "You want to come with me in that?" He says, "Yep." He says, and I said, what I saw in his eyes, it was like, wow, yes, sir. Like, it was like, it's almost like it's about time. And then, so that's going to be just absolutely amazing.
Well, you know what? Between all of us here at Jofo in the Ring and all the fans out there, we want to congratulate you on this honor. And the Rougeaus, like you said, 37 years you haven't walked down that aisle in Montreal, and the fans are going to be going crazy. They're going to appreciate you guys one time. I'm just thinking, is QT Marshall got something up his sleeve there from? Remember, you guys were going back and forth to LUTTE Academy. Is he going to come out and confront you guys? What do you think about that?
I don't think so. It crossed my mind, to be honest with you. It crossed my mind because QT's a very entertaining kind of guy and stuff. But I don't think they're doing it to promote the show. I think they're just doing it out of respect for us. I honestly think so. I hope so, but I do think so. And there's a guy called MJF there. MJF, I think there. I think that he's the guy that
former champion. He just lost
the
title.
He's the guy that people are telling me. People are telling me to keep an eye on. But
you know what? You guys have a lot of similarities. Your charisma, your mic work and everything. It's you had it back in the day. He has it now. So I'm sure you guys are going to be good friends over there. But QT Marshall, what can you say about him? You know what I mean? He's always doing stuff for professional wrestling for you guys as well. Is there a chance that he might be at LUTTE Academy next year, or is that in
You
the
know,
works, or you can't divulge anything right now?
Remains to be seen. But I will tell you one thing: Wrestling Academy next year in May 2027 is going to be the reunion of Wrestling Academy. It's not going to be
Okay.
the 4 shows. It's going to be 1 show. But out of the 44 talent out of Canada that we had, the 44 best wrestlers, female and male, we're all going to have 16 of those that I handpicked myself, the 16
Okay.
best ones. And they're coming for 1 show at Leonardo da Vinci on May 15th. The
Okay.
tickets will
So
be
it's
out.
one showcase, showdown.
1
That's it.
show.
That's all.
It's 1
Okay,
show,
wow.
but it's going to be
Okay.
so amazing, Frank. I got to tell you how amazing this is going to be. There's not going to be some prizes and some stuff like that. No, it's just a reunion. But what they're going to have, what we put together, and it's already confirmed,
Perfect.
is Sonny Ono. He's going to be flying from Japan. He's going to be a recruiter for 4 companies in Japan, looking at the 16 talent to recruit. Like in hockey, you know, when they have scouts,
Yes, of course, like a
that go
scout,
in the
like a
arena.
scout.
So he's
Exactly.
going to be coming from Japan directly to scout some wrestlers, and then I'm going to
Wow.
have, and then there's going to be Rodrigo. Rodrigo's coming from
Yes.
Mexico. He's going to be there live too. He's going to be scouting for Mexico, and now me being part of AEW some kind of way, I'm definitely going to try to get someone from AEW to come and scout for
I think people would
AEW
love
to
to
get a
see
dark
QT
match.
Marshall one last
Well,
time in Montreal.
to
That would be
get a
great. That
dark
would be
match
great.
or
You're listening,
something, just
QT.
some kind of exposure for. So we're going to have 3 scouts from 3 different countries to come on May 15th. So for those who want to buy the tickets, it's Leonardo da Vinci. The tickets should go on sale, I would say, in about a week from now.
Perfect.
But there's already 300 seats gone out of the 527 from my sponsors. I have sponsors.
Beautiful venue.
So,
I remember when the last
so
time
it-
we did it,
oh,
packed
it's
house
amazing.
and everything.
It's amazing.
So,
and it's going to sell out
yeah.
pretty fast. It's going to sell
I'm
out pretty
pretty
fast.
sure
So,
it will.
so if you want the tickets, you need to start checking next week for Leonardo da Vinci. And it's going to be, you know, another thing that's amazing, Frank, about, you know, I did conferences in schools all my life. And I always lived my passion. And I always told that to the kids, whatever you do in life, just live your passion. And in May 2027 of next year, you know, I started wrestling in 1977 for Stu Hart,
Wow.
Bret Hart's father. It's going to be my 50th anniversary, my golden year.
Wow.
50 years in the
Wow.
business, either wrestling, promoting, or doing something. So it's going to be so at Leonardo da Vinci, it's going to be my golden show, if you'd like. 50 years in the business. Am I crazy or what?
No, you're not crazy at all, Jacques. You deserve it all. You deserve all the flowers and everything. And I can't wait for it because I know that what happened with your girlfriends, they had to be postponed, but everyone was asking me, when is it going to happen again? And I go, well, I'm sure Jacques is not going to let it go. So 50 years with the best wrestlers in Canada. Hey, it's a one night showdown. Let's see what happens. And you're going to get scouted by the best of the best from Japan and Mexico and beyond. So you never know what can happen. You know what I mean?
You never know.
On any given day, you have a good match. Anything can happen, right?
Exactly. Being at the right place at the right time. And as you know, one of my favorites and all that was Jeremy Prophet.
Of
Jeremy
course.
Prophet, who won twice Wrestling Academy. And
Yeah.
then, you know, but he's on the edge of being picked off by somebody big. He's on the edge, and he better do it fast because he's getting old. And he's
Well,
like, you know
what?
but,
I've been following the guys, and there's Orion that's looking like a savage more and more. What's
so
his
many
name
guys.
that wanted to
Brendan Bright, Chad Daniels. There's so many guys are all coming back, and you know, and there's just Orion that's not coming back. But all the other Relentless Riley Rose, Zandra Lee, who won Wrestling Academy, the two girls that won, they're coming back. Narcissus Saint, Vinny Da Vinci, like I said, Chad Daniels, Brendan Bright. I'm trying to think of the other guys. Danny Duggan. Remember the guy who comes in like an American? He comes in like he moved to the United States.
The Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah. He was so good. And then there's anyway. I don't have all the top guys and girls are coming back, and it's going to be what a show. You know, remember Wes Barker with he was an ice pick there, and he was a mine. He was a mine digger. You know, he's coming back too. The names are just slipping me now, but I haven't been in it in so long. But the card is already made up. I have all the card made up by now, so it's going to be an amazing show. and I'm just living my passion. But to come back to the most important thing for me now is Sunday night. Just I want to take the time, Frank. I appreciate you giving me the time. I want to tell the people, for all those years that we entertained the people, it's a time for us to see you again, to come maybe for the last time. I think this is going to be my last hoorah, and my last big thing that I'm ever going to do in wrestling. So I'm asking you, and the ticket prices are so good compared to other
very good family oriented prices. You can afford it, and have a good time. The matches are incredible in AEW. You can't even compare.
And you get them.
You go to a
restaurant. You go to a restaurant, you pay $55 for a meal.
Yeah.
So you could pay a meal for the Rougeau brothers and then the Rougeau family, the fourth generation. So come and see, and you know what? It reminds me of when I've always been a hockey fan, a Montreal Canadian hockey fan, especially when they win. But I've always been a Montreal Canadian hockey fan. But I remember the nights that I was watching hockey, and out of nowhere at the beginning of the show, they'd honor Guy Lafleur or Yvan Cournoyer, Pete Mahovlich, or all the big players that they weren't even playing anymore, but they would just give them an ovation, just to say thank you for all the years that you gave. So I'm asking all my fans, my friends, people that I met over the years that stopped me at IGA or anywhere at a store and said, "Hey, can I have a picture with you? Can I have an autograph?" Now it's your time to come and say, "Here, Jacques, I'm giving it back to you." Sam Raymond
center ice at the Bell Center, where the Montreal Canadiens play. So much history. They just had a great year. They're going to win the cup soon. AEW's on fire. You're going to be there honoring the Rougeau family. It's going to be great.
And there's so many events that are great. My father against Abdullah, my uncle Johnny against the Sheik, Ivan Koloff. And then I'm thinking of the battles we had with the Garvins against me and Raymond. I'm thinking about the match I had with Hulk Hogan, my retirement match against PCO, where it was sold out to the rafters, refused people. All those nice events that we have, that we gave. It's time for you guys to come and say, very humbly, thank you, Rougeau family.
Exactly.
So get your tickets. The Ticketmaster, it's Ticketmaster to get your tickets. They're very cheap compared to any other organization that comes to the Bell Center. I think they want to have a lot of people in there. So get your tickets. I already have a bunch of friends that say, "Hey, Jacques, I'm going to go. And so I just can't wait. But to be honest with you, Frank, I've had a few sleepless nights, lately, because I'm so excited. I'm just so excited, and it's going to be.
Well, Jacques, they might give you the mic. You might have to say a few words. So I'm sure you will be fine in the ring there with the mic in your hand, in front of the thousands of people in attendance, millions of people watching around the world. So it's going to be your time.
I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to talk. But if they give me a microphone to talk, I definitely want to say thank you to all the fans around the world. I just want to have that chance to say thank you, but mostly the best fans in the world in Montreal, the best fans of all timers in Montreal. And I'm thinking about that Ghostmasters. I'm thinking of that May 30th when I'm going to be in a gamer. It's amazing. The supernatural officer, Jacques Rougeau, is going to be. I've never been a gamer in my life.
That's incredible. Tell us how that all came about. For video game guys, I'm pretty excited about that.
I'm not a gamer. I don't game, but a lot of people game today in our society. And this game, Ghostmasters,
it's the thing. So it's the trend now.
Ghostmasters Resurrection has been on for since 2003, I believe. Okay. And so Emmanuel Wald, the owner of Strategy First, one of the partners, called me up and said, "Jacques, I've always been a fan of yours as the Mountie." And he says, "So I'd like to do a character where you look like the Mountie. And you're going to be a supernatural officer, Jacques Rougeau, but it has nothing to do with wrestling." You know what it has to do? I'll tell you what it has to do with. It's amazing. It's when, let's say you have a hockey game and you have some fans from Boston. Let's say, let's take Boston. They come and they buy seats in the Bell Center. So when the Montreal Canadiens go on the ice, they're haters. Boo! Yes. So my character, I'm imprisoned in this game, but if you free me, I go and I scare the people that don't deserve to be there. It's amazing. It's a
That's
great
cool.
character.
That's
So
cool.
so so I can't wait. That's coming out May on July 30th. So
July
it's
30th. Okay.
check for a Ghostmaster's Resurrection, the supernatural officer Jacques Rougeau. I want to thank Emmanuel Wall. I want to thank Bruno, my partner, for Courir Couvre-toi, that has given me a new life. And it's amazing. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I also want to thank QT Marshall and Tony Khan for doing what they're doing for us, the Rougeau family. And last but not least, I want to thank Pat Butino from Leonardo da Vinci, who just opened the doors again for us, that beautiful place, for May 15, 2027, for my golden year in wrestling, for the Jacques Rougeau Wrestling Academy reunion. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So I have a lot of people to thank around me. Frank.
Well, you know what, Jacques? Like you've done a lot for a lot of people. They're going to be thanking you, like you said. You're just thanking a lot of people. So it's always giving thanks to people. You give it, you get it back, and that's what you're all about. So you know what? That's why I consider you a very good friend. You've given me a lot of opportunities as well. You know what I mean? You didn't have to, but you did. So that's why, you know what? It's praise to you, man. And you know what? You're going to be getting that standing ovation on Sunday, July 26th.
Oof.
Like he said, get your tickets now. Before they're all sold out. Jacques Rougeau, his brother, will be there. Jacques, I just wanted to ask you, Rick Martel. It was a long time since you haven't seen him. How was it seeing Rick the model Martel?
It was great. It was great seeing him. But talking about Rick Martel, he's another one that should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
There's no way that, for me, that the fabulous Rougeau brothers and Ricky Martel are not in the Hall of Fame. Well, all the people that we worked with are in the Hall of Fame. So it makes no sense. Exactly. And Ricky Martel is such a great, great person, great talent, represented Quebec all over the world for different federations. So he definitely should have his time. And I'm sure probably when they come back, AEW, or they go to Quebec City, they're probably going to ask Ricky to honor him, because he sure deserves it. That's for sure.
Well, he looks in tremendous shape. It looks like he could still go in the ring. He looks in great shape, but I'm sure it was great seeing him as well. And one final thing, I know you've known Sami Zayn a long time. How excited were you when he won the WWE title a couple of weeks ago?
I was thrilled to death for him. I was sorry that he lost it 9 days later, but it was something like I did. You remember the Mountie? I won the Intercontinental title, and a few days later I lost it.
Yeah,
I think
you beat Bret Hart for that title, so you know what? That goes down
Rowdy Piper.
You can't take that away from you.
Rowdy Piper beat me not long after, but he cheated. Yeah. He cheated. But anyway, I'll let this.
Roddy Piper always cheated, but you know what? It is what it is.
But those roles are absolutely amazing. Sami Zayn will never forget that moment that he had, and I never forgot it, and it followed me through Comic-Cons. I go through Comic-Cons around the world, and it's so funny because people come up with some figurines and pictures where I have the belt. I only had it for like 3 days, and all the figurines, everything that people come to see me,
but you had it, so that can never be taken away from you. That's
exactly. So I think Sami Zayn will be very, very happy to have had that role, to be passed the belt to another one, but at least they passed by him. So that was a flower to him in one way, so I think he'll be happy with that. Maybe it's hard for when they give you the news that it's easy when they give you the news you're going to win it, but when they 9 days later they take it away from you, it's a little hard to take on the morale, because we always hope to have a better run, but on the long run, he's going to appreciate the break that he had in the company, and what a nice guy. I met him on the plane. I was coming from New Brunswick.
There's a picture of you on the plane with him. Yeah, I remember that picture.
Yeah, celebrity golf tournament.
Years, and it's great.
And it's so funny. He was sitting on the plane, and so we talked, and we had a great time talking too. It was fun. So anyway, everybody, Ticketmaster. I think it's .com or .ca. I don't know. It's Ticketmaster anyway.
Well, I think .ca is for Canada, .com for US if people want to buy in the US.
So the show is called The Redemption, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and come say hi to the Rougeau family. And you know what? I'm sure, and I do believe this. I do. And remember, I think I'm thinking of the Wizard of Oz when the lion was always saying, "I do believe, I do believe, I do believe." But anyway, but I believe that my Uncle Johnny and my dad, Jacques, and my great uncle Eddie are going to see this from up on top.
Wow,
And they're
that's
going to
great.
see the fans show their appreciation to 4 generations of the Rougeau family. Anyway, I
That's
hope you guys are
amazing.
there. I hope people come to pay tribute to
sure.
our family.
Well, you know what, Jacques? You, like I said, you always have a fan in me. I'll be there cheering you on. I'll have my poster with your name on it and Raymond's name on
Wow.
it, and everybody will be there cheering you on and honoring you, and a
It's the
well-deserved
family.
honor.
It's
That's
not
for
me.
sure.
It's the family, Frank. It's the family. It's
The
not me.
family,
It's not
yes,
about
the
me.
Rougeau
It's
family,
not
yes,
about me.
yes.
It's about 4 generations, 80 years. That's what
Let's
it's
just
all
hope
about.
QT Marshall doesn't pull any funny business, but it should be a great night.
If he does, I'm gonna have to pull out my guns.
Jacques, tell everybody where they could find you on social media, and we'll get you going.
Facebook. You know, everybody says, Jacques, you need to get on Instagram. I know, but I'm not. So get me on Facebook and follow. You'll see a picture of me and my girlfriend, and you can send me messages. I always answer my fans. I always write them back, and I always have the same comment from everybody. Wow, you took the time to answer me. but I do that. I have fun. I've always been close to my fans. I've always been close to people, and a little time that I take to do that makes them very, very happy. I wish if I wrote to Jennifer Lopez, she'd answer me, but you know she doesn't. So, but anyway, I'll have to say that I'm very close to my fans. So Facebook, Jacques Rougeau, with a picture of my beautiful girlfriend Natalie, and you could write to me and anything, and come see me in person if you at Leonardo da Vinci on May 15th next year, 2027. If you're not at the Bell Center this coming Sunday.
Yeah, look out for that. Look out for LUTTE Academy. Look out for the video game that's coming out in late July. AEW Redemption. If you need any roofing, contact Jacques Rougeau. Jacques, you're all over the place. I love it. You're keeping busy, keeping that heart going. I love it, man. It's an honor to have you on this show, and I'll be seeing you soon. Jacques, thank you for the time. And everybody else, remember, wrestling is life.
So, Jofo, I'm a gargle a shot for Kurt Hennig, everybody, before we go.
Oh, no.
Jofo, thank you guys.